Mr. Mark Morial.
I'm good to see you.
CEO of the Urban League and one of the preeminent visions of the African American community when it comes to economic development. Being here today is really appropriate, especially when we want to focus on ways in which we can help urban centers, predominantly those who are involved as African American African American led communities. What type of strategy really is coming from a government perspective that's going to be helpful as far as giving them that chance?
Here's some fundamentals. And first, congratulations to you, and I'm proud to be here. Mayor Wayne Smith is a great leader. Mayor Bowser and all of the other mayors are longtime friends of mine, so I'm proud to be able to support this effort and proud to be able to be here today. The most important thing for these mayors, and I think they've taken steps in that direction, is you have to have an economic development plan for your city. This is not a haphazard thing. This is not a game of pickup basketball or sandlot football. A city needs a strong, well-written economic development plan that people understand, that plays to that city's strengths. And those plans have to include infrastructure, small business, including minority business participation on both the government and private sector side, as well as ways to invest in people through job training, education, and the like. The formula for success is not easy, but the formula for success requires collaboration and hard work. The Urban League and the Urban League affiliates in New Jersey are here to be allies, supporters, and collaborators with the mayors. At the national level, we have pushed jobs. We have pushed entrepreneurship. We've put together our own 12-point plan for the nation. We recently put out a new plan, an 8-point plan that focuses on education and job training. At the Urban League today, under my leadership and under the leadership of our current board, we have a very important focus on advocating on behalf of urban communities at the national level. We're going to continue to do that. We think that as cities go, so goes the nation.
Focusing on what's important in terms of most of the discussion today was talking about entrepreneurship. Are there going to be any models created that will give individuals who really don't have the knowledge and haven't been educated enough to know how to create businesses a chance for that?
We have within the Urban League movement 10 entrepreneurship centers. Those are small business assistance centers. Terry Clark, one of my colleagues, runs those centers. We'd like to open 1 or 2 of those centers here in New Jersey, but we need the support of the state. We need the support of the large businesses in New Jersey to be able to do that. There are many, many models out there to help people learn and understand some of the basics of entrepreneurship, how to do a business plan, how to secure financing, how to think about how you sell your product, good, or service, how to plan for an online presence through both a website and social media. Some of the basics of entrepreneurship in the 21st century. Where mayors can be so important is to make sure that their cities have plans to do a portion of city business with minority-owned businesses and to hold the feet of the state of New Jersey to the fire to make sure that they do the same thing and to encourage businesses, large businesses. You've got pharmaceuticals, you've got insurance companies, you've got banks in New Jersey. They need to increase the amount of business that they do with small and minority-owned businesses in this state.
Now, you've been on a national circuit raising awareness around a disparity in partisanship when it comes down to people who are trying to move legislation that's going to create a problem with individuals who want to vote. Can you share with us exactly what is the real importance of why it needs to be brought out to the communities that don't know that much about it?
And what we have is all of a sudden we've got this effort in this country to make it more difficult for people to vote, to try to restrict access to the ballot box, to erect fences in front of democracy. What do I mean? All of these new voter ID requirements, and I stress new voter ID requirements that have all of a sudden cropped up since the 2010 elections in many, many states. They're being pushed by a small group of well-financed special interests in Washington, D.C., who are determined to make it more difficult for people to vote, who are spreading poisonous legislation throughout the United States. We must have a seat at the table. In this system, in this nation, that means we must vote, and we must resist any efforts to make it more difficult for people to vote. We must vote, we must walk, we must march down to the polls whenever there's an election and make our voices heard so that those elected officials who get elected are going to be responsive to us.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you giving me some time to even talk.
Glad to be here. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.